Howdy, my name is Chandler, also known as Argalas the Ranger. I am a humongous J.R.R. Tolkien fan and an avid studier of Middle-earth. I am also a humongous fan of the popular web series that you probably have heard of, Happy Hobbit. So I just wanted to get on and introduce myself and show that I also have a part of my shire that I'd like to show off. This is part of the woodlands of southern or central Arkansas, around Little Rock. So I thought it'd be a good idea to come on here and show that I am a avid studier of the wildlife out here. I know most of the trees, I know most of the plants, most of them are actually edible. So in future episodes, I can actually show you what plants you can go out and get an actually tasty treat from. So I just thought I'd get on and do this first episode and just show you just how beautiful the natural state can be and how much it can look exactly like some of the scenes from Peter Jackson's portrayal of The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. So I hope you enjoy this. Cheers. So I've come to the end of the first mile of our little nature walk out here in central Arkansas, and this trail winds around and keeps going to distant fields out to the right. Now my family lives on about 300 acres, and it's actually an old plantation from the Civil War here in the United States. But we'll leave that side for a later video. So we're gonna wind around here, and we're gonna head down this makeshift trail that we have made just recently, and we are going to go down to the Arkansas River, which is one of the major rivers that runs right straight through the heart of Arkansas. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm here at one of the small little creeks that run through most of this land, and most of you know about deer. And this is one of the popular spots where deer like to come and get a quick drink or just to cross to get a cool off. And this is something that's very popular out here that you'll see quite often is little deer tracks. And so if you go out on your nature walk and you see a hoof print that looks similar to this one here, then you know exactly what kind of animal made it. This was actually cattle grazed at one point during the last 100 years. You can actually tell because most of the trees and shrubs are actually very, very short, which means that the cows and most of the crops that were planted here took most of the nutrients out of the soil. So not many trees can really grow big here because the nutrients can't support them. So as a ranger, it's very well known that I know most of what surrounds me. When I go into a situation, I know anything, any possible thing that would happen around me so that I can get out quickly and blend into the surrounding environment. We are about to enter my part of Mirkwood. Except this isn't the type of Mirkwood you've seen inside of the movies. This is actually before Mirkwood became Mirkwood. And this is actually what I call my version of the Greenwood. Very peaceful spot that I like to go and walk on my off days. So let's get going into the part of the Greenwood. Now I know I mentioned earlier that there are some edible plants that you can come out and have a tasty treat. I believe in the Happy Hobbit series, Keeley has pointed out most of some of the, I believe it was some sort of short spinach, I believe that grows in abundance out on the forest floor, and we don't have that here in Arkansas, I don't believe. So that's quite interesting that there's two different types of woods coming out. In popular belief, when you come out, you want to be careful about getting into poison oak or poison ivy. Now, I want to point out that popular to folklore, three-leaved plants are the ones you stay away from. Now, that is actually false. Now, some of the three-leaf plants are dangerous, but if you are unsure of what exactly the plant is, I would advise just stay away from it. So we've got about, I'd say about a mile walk. So I will bring you back when I get closer to the river. Alright, so I've done about a mile's walk so far. And I just want to go over some things before we get too far into the greenwood. And I want to take time to thank Sir Peter Jackson for making the wonderful films that he makes. And I just want to point out that, not that I'm gloating or anything, that the woods out here look striking familiar to some of his films. So it's actually great to come out here and listen to Howard Shore, put some earbuds in and come out here for just a little run or something. And I just want to take time to just thank him for making those films. Here's something that I'd like to point out. These are mushrooms. And if you've seen The Lord of the Rings, then I hope you have, because it's an excellent movie. Pippin, Sam, and Merry, and Frodo fall down from Farmer Maggot's crop and end up on a road similar to this one, except it's not as steep. And they all fall down this hill and end up on the road. And Pippin shots mushrooms and they rush over and try to grab as many as they can. Now, that may be true in Middle-earth, but if you're out here on your own, it's not a very good idea to just pick up a mushroom and eat it, let alone cook it. Because there are a bunch of indigenous mushrooms that are actually very poisonous to the human being. So you just want to watch out. It's some of them are edible, but I don't think, as someone who is not experienced, it would be a very bad idea just to pick up a mushroom and analyze it yourself and see if it's good or not. So I just stay away from those. So here comes one of my most popular spots that I like to go to when I'm listening to Howard Shore. I've actually got all three of the films on my phone, so I also like to listen to those as I come down here, because that's also a ton of fun. So here we go. This is a spot where a creek, I want to give away the name because I don't want to give away where I live. The creek runs straight through our property and runs right out to the river. So it's quite nice to come out here, and there's actually a bunch of beavers that like to come out here and make dams and so forth, and you can actually see where some of them have cut down trees. I've actually seen some kind of strange animal out here. I think it's some sort of river rat, and they're getting more prone to come down here, so if you see one, let me know. Alright, so here's a popular spot I like to go to. I've actually come down here and camped several times. I've actually got a spot where I've had a fire. Oh, right here. I come down here with my one-person tent, and I'm actually 6'6", so I have to have that special ordered. And anyway, so this is a popular spot I like to go to. This is, I guess we can call this the Anduin River. It's a very popular spot. As you can see, it's very beautiful. We have a lot of controlled fires out here, so this cleans out. Just like Keely stated in her Woodlore film, it's actually very healthy for the forest to have a controlled burn. So it gives out all of the underbrush and puts all those nutrients right back into the soil for the larger trees. Aha! Here is a popular snake right here. I don't know if you saw them or not. Those are actually, I know a lot of people are afraid of snakes, but that snake actually eats other snakes. It's a popular young black garden snake. So if you see one of those, I'd advise you just don't kill it, because they kill the bigger snakes. And they also eat many mosquitoes. So here, I like to just come out here and walk. And this is a popular spot. Like I said, I like to come and spend the night. if any of you have a place like this that you love to go and walk, or it's just as beautiful, I advise you, just buy you a small little tent. Make sure you have flint or matches, and come out here and pitch a tent and spend the night for a night. It's actually very refreshing, it's stress-free, and you get to enjoy the outdoors. So I guess we can turn around. This goes for about 5 more miles. We can leave that for a later episode. Now, this is my first episode, so I'd like to get some comments below this video to see if I've done a good job. I don't know. I'm mostly out of breath from walking so much, but I just want to know if you guys could tell me what parts you didn't like, what parts you did like, so I could do more of the parts that you do love, and take out and don't do much of the ones that you don't like. So please give me feedback below. Oh, here's a popular site. This here is a sweet gum tree. Sweet gum is the popular tree around here in Arkansas that grows these spiky balls at the end. They're called gum balls. And this is a woodpecker pecking around. And I think that this is actually a dead tree, so I think it's riddled with termites. So this is a popular spot for woodpeckers to come and peck out the termites and eat them. And my brother likes to point out that it looks like bullet holes, because he's not quite the adventurer like I am. Kind of states the obvious, and it's quite funny actually. So let's keep going. Like I said, if this is too long and I'm giving you too much information, please just comment below and let me know. Okay. Now there are some popular spots, and if I find some, I'd show you. There's actually very many species of wild mint. And here's a little tidbit. If you find mint out in the forest, you can actually pick it and plant it around your house. And mint is a natural, it fends off mosquitoes. So if you have a big mosquito problem and you plant mint around your house, then you can get a huge mosquito repellent advantage. So that's a popular thing we like to do around here, is come out here and pick the mint and plant it around the house so we don't have as many mosquitoes as we would have. And we might get lucky and find a beaver out here hanging out. Mosquitoes are bad this time of day. All right, now here's a spot that I love to come to. And it's very popular down here. A lot of people come down here. It's a bunch of ancient rocks that have fallen off of this hill and made an excellent ecosystem for camping and for small animals to come around in. And it's actually made a cool little spot. It reminds me of some of the adventures in the Lord of the Rings. This is kind of where I like to come and start reading or rereading for like the millionth time, The Hobbit. As you can see, it's beautiful out here. And it's all with a 30-minute walk from my house. So as you can see, I spend a lot of time down here. There's actually some spots where it overhangs quite a bit, so if you come down here and it starts to rain, then you've got yourself a date with the rocks. And you just stay under it, and like I said, if you have a pack, you need to start you a fire so you don't get too cold. And as a ranger, we don't make very large fires, because as you know, we don't like to be spotted very often. Like Aragorn, he says to Frodo when Frodo puts the ring on in the prancing pony at the very beginning of the film, he says that disappearing is a rare gift, which is very true. Sometimes people think when they come out here with camouflage, they go unnoticed more often than they think. And I'd have to disagree with that, because most of the animals are keen to finding people who try to hide themselves. Ooh, here is I won't stay here long, but here is a classic adaptation of a skunk hole. So let's keep going. We don't want to get in a tango with the mad skunk. Alrighty. So anyways, this is we're getting close to the river now. As you can see, this is kind of a well-traveled road because we come down here a lot with our four-wheelers and camp around in this little area here. Have a little campfire and whatnot. And there's the river. And it's very high today, actually. Let's see if I can get down here close enough. Ooh, looky here. Here are some coyote tracks. I don't know if you can make out the 3 claw mark, which is another big thing out here is coyotes. You don't want to get in a place where there'll be a wild pack of them. Although most animals are more scared of you than you are of them. So anyway, there's the Arkansas River. And this is another popular spot I like to come and read. Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. Like I said, if you would please comment below and tell me the parts that you did like or that you didn't like so that I can do more of the scenes that you do like. So I think that's about all for today. This is Argalas the Ranger. See you next time. Here's one of my favorite spots where I believe it's very fascinating how a tree can fall over on top of the rock and how nature moves and regrows. This tree actually survived the fall onto there and survived and branched out over the rock there. I think that's one of the neat things about nature. Even though it can be tossed around and moved and tried, it always finds a way to grow right through anything that you put in front of it.